Well, good afternoon, Monarchs fans. Dan Vaughn with you from Sioux Falls. I'm going to bring you here the shop here in just a moment, but a shot of here in Sioux Falls, Phillips Avenue and 10th Street, place we always shoot when we're in town. Every time we're in town, this is where we come to Cavia here in downtown Sioux Falls. It's probably my favorite place to shoot in all of the American Association, and maybe I don't know, a favorite place to shoot the world. I just love this little street corner. I love the artwork, and you can see the artwork on both sides of the street right there. They got an awesome walking art tour here in Sioux Falls, and it's really neat to walk up and down Phillips Avenue and around downtown. And I'll bring you in the broadcast booth, the broadcast position with me right here. We're all right there. Monarchs Mocha on a, what is it, Tuesday? Tuesday. Everybody kind of getting locked in. I got something special for you. I'm going to play for a few minutes. I did a little work over the weekend, and I mentioned this on the radio broadcast. And regrettably, one of them didn't turn out. I have to run it back through the system. It will. But I did go back through, pull the post-game video of the celebration with my post-game audio. And I try to marry them as close as I could together in my remembrances of being there in Kane County last Thursday. I'm going to play a little bit of that for you guys in a bit, and I'll be able to redirect you all. We'll probably either have that up on our Facebook page or YouTube page or wherever. It's a little long. It's about 5 minutes, so I don't want to play the whole thing, but I want to give you guys just a little insight and some of the video that was shot by Kane County, putting our audio to it, because the video that most of us probably saw was pretty quiet or from a cell phone. And I want to put my audio with the actual video, which is high quality video. But also your questions and comments in case you are looking for what happened last night. Well, we didn't play last night. Rains here in Sioux Falls. We go to the ballpark about 4 o'clock to unload our stuff, and things really seem to be rocking and rolling. We're ready to go. And then about 4:30, a little sprinkle here and there as I was taping Joe Capietra's Top Step. And we were done in 10, 15 minutes, just chatting a bit. I walk out, and it started to come down pretty hard. And by the time I got back upstairs, the broadcast booth at Sioux Falls Stadium, it was coming down pretty hard. And lightning storm and just really blew through. And there was more rain behind it. Once that storm went through, it came back again later on last night. So we were off and on with rain throughout Sioux Falls all evening. So we're playing 2 today at 5 o'clock, 2 separate innings. From a competitive standpoint, because the Monarchs have clinched and Sioux Falls has nothing except for pride to play for, usually I'd be pretty freaked out about it because you don't want to play doubleheaders the last week. As a matter of fact, Sioux Falls had to play a doubleheader on Sunday. They got one today, and they got one more on Saturday at Sioux City. And playing 3 doubleheaders the last week of the season, 3 doubleheaders anytime is a bit of a mess, a bit of a stretch. But they're not, they're obviously haven't no playoff position for them. Kansas City went through this 2 years ago, playing those doubleheaders 2 weeks prior. I think this is a situation where, there's no reason to wait last night, and the rain cooperated anyway. And this probably works out better for both Sioux Falls and Kansas City. For Sioux Falls, it'll give them at least a few extra innings of rest for that doubleheader again coming this weekend at Sioux City. And then it gives Kansas City just fewer innings to tax the bullpen, get some guys some rest, and giving more rest to guys who already had rest. So that all mixes in pretty well there. So anyway, just my take tonight. We expect the rotation to stay just like it was. Justin Donatello in game 1, Keegan Sampson in game 2. For them, we're probably going to see, and I think that we were scheduled to go Chris Regis in game 2. Now, yes, that Chris Regis who pitched in Kansas City, 2015? Gentleman that's been around a while, 20 plus years in minor league baseball, has not pitched since 2017, but has been playing amateur ball, town ball, whatever you want to call it. And he also is he's in pretty good shape, I understand. Now, I don't know how long the innings will go. I don't know if this is a long-term solution for next year, and perhaps coaching. I don't know. But we'll try to find more about that. But Regis going tonight in game 2. For them, let's see, pull up the entire – my mouse is making those squeaky noises like a real mouse. Let's see. Here we go. Joey Wagman and Justin Donatello in game 1. That should be a really good matchup. I mean, the Wagman's 1-1 with a 3.50, but these guys have been pretty similar numbers this year. Should be a pretty good matchup, although I would put this kind of little asterisk beside the series in these games that again, Sioux Falls has got to somehow get through the rest of the week upright. And granted, there's no way for them to be in the postseason, but they've got limited options down there for an ERA that's second in the American Association, highest in the association. So there is that in play tonight. Kansas City expects to see Jake Mathis tomorrow night. By the way, I'll take your questions and comments too if anybody has any questions and comments. But Jake Mathis tomorrow night, off day Thursday down in Texas. On Friday, we expect to see Matt Hall, the lefty, going in the opener against Cleveland, and then it will stay in rotation. Then you've got, of course, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday until the Friday playoff opener a week from this Friday. So Kansas City will really have it'll set things up how they want. The only really thing maybe of I don't know if it's even no drama really, but just probably questionable things to watch coming forward is that you do have to the playoff roster for round one have to be set obviously following Monday's ball game, and I believe it goes in Tuesday by I think noon, but I don't ask Joe that today. Well, I saw Joe this morning, so just a few minutes ago. But anyway, questions, comments from you guys. Airtime tonight will be on the air at 4:30 with the pregame show. First pitch at 5, game 2 to follow. I think Jack will join me with a scouting report between games 1 and 2. Also got 2 Monarchs flashback moments. We got some Monarchs 101, plenty of association stuff, all that tonight on MixLR on our broadcast. Of course, the video with Joey Zanaboni and the Sioux Falls crew begins on aabaseball.tv. But we always tell you, take both browsers, marry them together. So there we go. All right, what I want to do here, first I'll give you a shot of the street corner here. Beautiful artwork there on the street corner there. There's one here in the near ground, the one off in the distance across the street there on Phillips Avenue. And again, they have a walking tour of art here. It's really, really cool deal. And if you're ever in Sioux Falls, it's a really neat deal. Let's see here. Go Monarchs. Sarah, I can always count on you. Go Monarchs. Had my cold brew and my oat milk this morning. You'd have told me as a kid, after having oatmeal as a kid, I'd having oat milk and a cold coffee when I was an adult. I thought you were crazy. I go, there's no way. Let's see here. Brett asking, what day will the Monarchs play game 1 of their postseason? It'll be a week from Friday. Brett, that's the 9th, right? Or is it about the 10th? Hold on, let me pull up the exact date. I have my calendar here. Glares on my way here. Sorry about that. Here we go. That'll be the 10th. The 10th, Brad. The 10th is the first day of the postseason for Kansas City. Now, the playoffs begin on Wednesday, but the Monarchs, obviously with the best overall record currently and with the division already won in the South, Kansas City, by the way, can clinch the best record with, I believe, 2 more wins because remember the head-to-head against Chicago. Now, the Fargo tiebreaker would be a little different, but they're 2 games. Actually, you've clinched it with 1 more win. You clinch against Fargo, and you will clinch it with a game and a half in the balance over Chicago. So Kansas City wins 2 games today. They basically will have clinched the best Chicago can do a tie KC, and I'll give you those standings in a moment. But that play-in game, the wild card play-in game, they're calling it, that'll be Wednesday the 8th. At the moment, that play-in game looks to be Lincoln at Cleveland, but Sioux City's got a doubleheader on Saturday. Lincoln's got one on Sunday. So Sioux City and Lincoln are even in the loss column at 44 currently. If Sioux City was to sweep that doubleheader, they would be basically tied. Now, Sioux City, all they've got to do, folks, is tie Lincoln. They own Sioux City this year. Lincoln was owned by Sioux City. Sioux City owned them this year. I believe it was 11 wins, something like that. So that's kind of the way it works. But it looks like if we begin the playoffs today, it would be Cleveland hosting Lincoln on the 8th. That winner and that one-game wild card play-in would play Kansas City on Friday the 10th. So that's how it works right now. And I'll give you the standings real quickly here, just to show you where everything stands on a Tuesday. Feels like Wednesday, but I know it's not because we played yesterday. We're supposed to play yesterday. Of course, we didn't. And so that kind of has me little wheels off as far as scheduling goes. But let me pull this up for you guys. There we go. There's your standings right there. And you can see them right there. Chicago and Fargo both in. Division's not clinched just yet, though, but it looks to be in the north. Milwaukee's magic number, I believe, is just a 1 because Winnipeg is 7 back with. Let me double check this. Monday to 7 to play, so they can only be tied, and they with the tiebreaker. Milwaukee's 1 more win away from clinching the wild card in the North Division, but Winnipeg's still holding on a slight hope, but not much, and that doesn't look really good for them. Now down south, that star means the Monarchs have clinched the division. At the moment, best record in the association. And again, as I mentioned, have a 5-game lead over, 5.5-game lead over Chicago. Again, the Monarchs at 64-30 with the win tonight in game 1 would basically clinch a tie in Chicago. Chicago's got to finish ahead of you by a game for the best record overall. So KC, much motivation to win a couple games here and have the home field advantage throughout the postseason should the Monarchs exercise that right. So see what Kenny has to say here. Look at the glare there. Let's see here. How hard do you guys still get? I think that's a good question. How hard will Joe be with the guys to get them rested? You want to be sharp and delicate balance. That's why I think last night the doubleheader. I'll bring this down for you guys here real quickly. I think the doubleheader was huge last night, or the doubleheader today is huge. Usually you'd be going, no one will play 2. You don't want to do that. But I think in this case, it's you're playing this series will knock off innings off the series. 27 scheduled innings of work. Now you're going to go 14, 23. And, it's 4 innings. That's just 4 less innings for the bullpen. It's a chance today with Sampson and with also Donatello going. You could very easily go see 2 guys go 6 each, and the bullpen have to work just 2 innings combined. I mean, that would be huge. And then tomorrow you could piece together because they're going to probably use the bullpen on one of the games over in Cleveland. I believe it'll probably be the Monday game, perhaps Sunday. I know that Hall goes on Friday, and they'll kind of piece things together how he sees fit. And it all depends on Justin Schaefer could come off the injury list and pitch over the weekend too. That's a possibility as well. He'd probably be if he only comes out and pitches 4 or 5 innings, you'd want to use the bullpen behind him too. So there's all that in play. But the big thing I think is I don't think Joe was really upset too much about not playing last night. I mean, he didn't tell me that. He didn't say that, but I'm imagining from a manager's point of view, fewer innings when you've already got things clinched up, it's just better for you. Now, I will tell you this: he does want the best record overall. We've won the 63. That's a franchise high, but to set new highs, they're huge in this ball club, and to finish with above 500 on the road is big. And so it's not lost on him. He also knows there's certain numbers out there, like Carlos Diaz, a chance to get a save at some point this week will give him the franchise high. There's also some chances outside, but there's a couple of guys could be top 5 single season numbers. Gabby Guerrero and runs scored, hits. There's a few outside chances there, and you've got some things in the mix. So I think they're not gonna take the foot off the gas pedal, and they're having fun. And if you're having fun and you're playing good ball, so why not just keep doing it? And so I think you'll see that. I don't think they're not gonna go out there and necessarily. I think what you saw over the weekend on Sunday was kind of a dress really both Saturday and Sunday were dress rehearsals for the postseason, where the bullpen may look, especially with McGrain going in the back in the closing role and Diaz the setup role. But I think you will see maybe one of these 2 games, perhaps tomorrow night, or maybe it could be both games, but probably tomorrow night, And I think Friday night's a dress rehearsal too. And then I think you're kind of let everybody kind of get, because he's going to spell guys. He's already told us that. We're going to see guys spelled. We've already seen Gabby get a day and a half. Casey got a day. Days and a half for everybody. So everyone's going to get a chance to get their feet propped up and maybe get multiple days in a couple of guys' cases. I mean, there's no reason not to do that. But at the same time, they're not going to go out there and throw. They're not going to go out there and throw. They're not going to throw a catcher as a pitcher. That's not what they won't do that. And they're not going to start playing. Won't be one of those deals where we'll play Connell Willis at first and play Wazinger in center. It won't be something like that. They're going to really go about it. And they want to finish strong. You don't want to go in there. Granted, you've got things clinched, but you don't want to. You still haven't clinched the home field overall, and that's still a carrot in front of you. So that's the first goal. Now, when we get to the weekend in Cleveland, it may be a little more of a celebration of having fun. But right now, this is a business as usual. The guys are having fun. Brett saying, seeing as Houston's a travel team this season, do they have a home next season? Brett, they are back down to the Pecos League. They'll be playing in Houston next year, and that is a Pecos League team. The Pecos League is based out of Houston. That's going to be Tucson, Roswell, Carlsbad, I think, Las Vegas, New Mexico, Alpine, Texas. Basically go west and southwest. And I don't know if the Apollos actually will be what division. I don't know how the division structure works. There's a California division, and there's more of a New Mexico, Texas division, and that'll be the Apollos will be in that one. I know there's a team in Bakersfield and all that, but they'll be back there next year. Remember, currently, Oconomowoc, the Lake Country Dock Hounds enter the league next year. They'll replace the Apollos on the schedule. Now, we still have no idea how the divisions are going to work out. That's going to be the first thing we probably discuss once the season's over, how that will look. How will the divisions look next year? The American Association of the Monarchs being a division with, obviously, with Cleveland. What Cleveland, Lincoln, and Sioux City, are they in one division? They do three, they do two, keep it two, and balance them. How we do it? Because you'd have to add two more teams to make this thing balance out. If you add another travel team, then you're in the same boat again. So, anyway. Good question. Let me give you a few minutes of this. This is from over the weekend. I can find it for you here. All righty. This is the celebration over the weekend. This is from last week. Where is my celebration video? I had it. It was loading in for us, and I may have hope I didn't take it off the screen here, but
McGrain looks to second. Once, twice, here he goes. Swing and a miss, strike three got him, and the game is over. And you can watch this one. The Kansas City Monarchs are the 2021 American Association Southern Division champions. Take out the eraser. The magic number now is 0. Congratulations to Joe Campietra, the entire Monarchs organization, and the entire Kansas City baseball family. Kansas City 11, King County 1. Your Monarchs are division champions. And the magic number now is 0. Good news Thursday. Monarchs 11, King County 1. Stay tuned. The good news totals, they come up next right here on the Kansas City Monarchs Broadcast Network. They just dumped Joe Capietro with a big Gatorade shower, and he got a big one. Getting hugs from his entire team right there. The Monarchs getting the win here in the division championship. They're celebrating down that third base side. They're actually bathing Casey Strong in it now, and our bus driver, and the entire team is out there celebrating. Champagne baths aplenty here as Kansas City winning at 11-1. Back-to-back division titles. How about that, everybody? As Kansas City celebrating here in King County this evening as the Monarchs get the win, and they're showing the video on the board out there for us too as well, as Kansas City getting the win over the King County Cougars 11-1. Final totals, I'm trying to film as much of this as I can get. As I know they got some of this also on the King County video board, so we'll have some of this as well. But very good stuff here. As Kansas City getting the win over his John West now doing his thing. He's the dousing Ryan Grotjohn, Connor Willis, Darnell Sweeney. They were doing a little bath there. Now it's Jacob Lindgren giving a bath to Joe Campietra down there. Joe is covered. Joe looks like he's had a bath in Champaign, and the team enjoying their time together out there. And this is a special bunch right here, and a special night for the Monarchs family and for the entire organization. Congratulations, Mark Brandmeier, Mark McKee, Jay Hendricks, the entire family of the Kansas City Monarchs, and of course Joe Campietra, Frank White, Mike Hinneman, John West, Bill Sobey, Jared Bashaw, the field staff. What they've done and what this club has done continually, again, is just unreal. As I'm going to leave it right here, wait for the final totals for a moment. We'll have some photos for you as well on the website in the morning as well. We got all kinds of stuff to get to, but we will get to it all tonight. Celebration here in King County. Dan Vaughn with you, and a big tip of the cap. So very happy for you folks across, I mean, not just in Kansas City, but listening to us worldwide, our fans all the way around, folks who are here, folks who are all around the metro, worldwide as well. Just so special for this Monarch Ball Club. And again, so thankful, and so what a blessed year for Kansas City to get the win here, 11-1, to win the division. The magic number now is 0, as Ryan Grotjohn, a guy who played here, is on the video board out there. And Ryan, who played here, gets a hug from Colin Willis, as the video crew still getting the Monarch celebration. Very classy move for King.
Yeah, it really was classy for King County, and I could play more of that. It goes on for a couple more minutes, but that's my audio of the play-by-play. Now, granted, the video is King County's. Now, remember, I also have video of me shooting this from the booth. That it's a little further away, and I maybe I can do some editing down the road in the off season with that. But anyway, yeah, the final out, and you have the final out radio call, and there is a little bit of a, you don't really notice it. It sounds like it's all one recording, but I did take a break for just a short moment, but it wasn't very long. I mean, it was about, I think I took a 30-second break to get right back to what was going on there that night. But I want to give that to you guys. We didn't get a chance to really play much of that. We had the highlights and the photos and all that, and we played a lot of what we had at the time, but I didn't get a chance to really get this edited out until over the weekend, and glad we did. Let me catch up here with you guys. Brett asking, that's heated up again, Brian. When we had Rob Pinheiro on from This Week in the Association over the weekend, he was hearing, and he told us that there was some discussion there. Now, I'm going to look into this more on Friday, because I'm actually driving over from Dallas to Cleburne, and I'm going to drive by the ballpark there. I want to see because I was in the impression that was being transformed into a cricket pitch, and cricket oval, what should call it overseas, and to play cricket. It was going to be the training ground of the national cricket team, which is probably one of the most obscure sports in the North America for Americans, but for a lot of immigrants, it's a very big sport, especially those from places like from the West Indies, from Britain, from the subcontinent of India and of Australia and New Zealand, even Japan. There's a little cricket being played over there as well. So that's one thing to look at right there. I don't know, but I know there's some talk that ballpark is available. I don't know if they I don't know what happened with the COVID situation that stalled that project. The Fort Worth project, I have not heard anything on that one in a while, but Rob was under the impression there was a couple things brewing down south, one being Waco, one being Greenville, Texas, and I'd heard all this as well. But again, nothing that I've heard about Grand Prairie, particularly personally, but Rob did mention that on the broadcast on Friday, Brian, that there may be a little something perhaps going on. Let's see here. Kenny says, oh, yes, got to see my wife over the weekend at the TCA event. That was fun, though. I heard it was great. Really, really good stuff, though. Yeah, she enjoyed seeing you, bud, and you and your lovely lady, too. Yeah, it was a very exciting, Karen, very exciting. I can't watch that Thursday night without getting a little emotional. It's like that every time we do something with this ball club. between Joe and I, we may cry. I don't know what's going to happen when the season's over. We may cry together. I mean, it's that way, and I mean a good cry. Casey's saying, yes, video looks great. Yeah, thank you very much, Casey. I because the video I had, which was really cool, they left the video going, but they didn't have any audio to it. So if you're watching on aabaseball.tv, you saw what was going on, but you didn't hear anything at all. Now, some of the guys shot some stuff for their cameras, and that would take a little bit of work to put that together. But the fact that I basically just took a short break and I had the audio still going, I was able to. It's not exactly right. It's probably a little. The audio is probably a little slightly ahead of the video, but not by much. Actually, because there's about a 10-second shot that was kind of at an angle and it was kind of wobbly. They were moving the camera around. They left the camera going, so I had to kind of chop that out and put my audio. But so anyway, in editing terms, it's as close. It's pretty close. It's not off by much. I mean, for example, Lindgren dumping on Joe is actually probably happens 10 seconds after I say it, but for the most part, there's a couple places that's able to squeeze it in there and get it caught up. By the tail end of the video, it's pretty much what was going on there. But it was a good time, and more to come. I agree with you, Casey. I was telling my mate Paul Morgan, who's in Australia this morning, we're over there. It was his morning over there when we were going to bed last night here. I said it was a special club. It's special, and what you're seeing is, and I was telling him this too, and it's been a heck of a blast, this ride. But I go back to 17, 18, 19, and 21 with Joe Campietra. These rides with him are great. I mean, they are great. And there have been some blows. There are some disappointments. That 17 season was a heartbreaker. Where the Monarchs, then there was the T-Bones, went to the final ending of the season, thinking they might have a chance to make the postseason. And I think some lessons were learned there. And the next year, those guys that were back went to a wild card berth, and then the best record ever in the franchise, won the league. And then, of course, the 19 season was a great division winner, first time that ever happened. Ran out of steam late, and I think really the difference in the 19 season and the 21 season, that 19 team was being held together as best they could because they were banged up. They really busted their tail to make up that at one point 8-game deficit early August to take the division title in the last week of the season. And it was a battle. I mean, it was a grind, and they had to really, there was no off days. This year, they really put that work in July and August. That body of work has carried you to a place now where you don't have to worry about that grind as much. But yeah, Casey, I couldn't agree more. Last call for questions and comments. It'll be lunchtime late for DV, then off the ballpark. Again, we'll be on the air at 4:30 on MixLR. I'll give that reminder right there. Where is that? Here we go. Right there. Actually, you know what? Before I give you that, let's do this. Postseason tickets are on sale right now at monarchsbaseball.com. You can also call the ticket office as well at monarchsbaseball.com. There's a whole ticket link right there for postseason tickets. Get those now. It's a big deal. There won't be postseason baseball at the K this year, okay? The next postseason athletic event played in Kansas City besides Monarchs baseball will be the Chiefs. You'll see the Chiefs in the postseason, but you won't see the Royals. We love the Royals. We think they're great, but they will not be playing postseason baseball. Your Monarchs will be, and I hope that we'll get as many of you folks out to join us. Yes, first pitch at 5 today, Brett, in Game 1. Game 2 probably around 7:30, but I get the feeling they may try. I feel for Sioux Falls. I've been there before. Your team's scuffling, and you got a lot of things stacked up, and you see the light in the tunnel for them, and I get it, and I can see that very easily being 20 minutes is actually 15, or 30 is actually 18. I don't know, something like that. But yes, 5 o'clock, and that will be tonight. But again, postseason tickets available right now at monarchsbaseball.com. Pack that park. Come support your ball club. Just come and see us. And I look forward to, the fact the Monarchs, the Rain Reborn Monarchs, are going to have a chance to represent this metropolitan area in the postseason. It's really cool in the first year. of the rebrand. It's such a cool thing, and I'm so happy for Mark and Jay and all the crew and all my bunkmates in the office, everybody there. I mean, just the entire bunch. I didn't do it. Oh, that's an ambulance. But Jeff and Morgan and Susie, the entire crew. I know I'm Jesse, everybody, Tyler, and oh gosh, Casey. I know I'm leaving folks out. Jim and his crew, the hospitality crew. I mean, all that. I'm so happy for everybody. Just really fired up about Monarchs baseball. I'm not trying to scream too loud in the coffee shop because I don't want to disturb folks here in Coffea in downtown Sioux Falls. A little bit of the shot of the street corner here. I love this little area. This is so cool. Here you go. Give a whole shout of the artwork there. Isn't that cool? There's one across the street, one right there. Local artist, this walking art show here. And I got to move this a little bit. Going to get to see Main Street a little bit. Here's the sign right there. You go. Beautiful day in Sioux Falls. But, all right, last couple of questions, comments here, and then we'll be on the air today at 4:30 on MixLR. And we'll put that link as always. Well, here it is. Give you guys a link. And I had this terrible glare here. I'm trying. There we go. Brett says, what do you say there, Brett? Let's see here, my friend. Yes, I'm proud too, Brett. And that's the thing. This is not lost on me, and I hope it's not lost on a lot of you folks too. This is a brand of a name that's not just a Legends area name. This is a name and a brand for not just Kansas City, Kansas, but Kansas City, Missouri, and all points around. And really, it's a national, a worldwide deal. We've got a huge fan of it in Nova Scotia. Phil up in Nova Scotia is huge into the Monarchs. Kitty down in Texas, huge into the Monarchs. We have a lot of folks just like that. And let's see what else we got here. Appreciate it, Casey. I appreciate you, mate. Casey, Casey, I was thinking about this morning. I need to get you on the broadcast, but I don't know when to do it. But I need to get you on the air just to tell us sort of your side of seeing things, because you see things from a side that really, outside of me, you and I see things that, from a vantage point that very few get to see. It's kind of like, you get to do this. We got to do that. I got to get you on the air and just have a chat for a few minutes. We got to do that. Casey, of course, drives for us. He's phenomenal. What a dude. Just a phenomenal guy. Yes, Brian, there was a slight delay. I think Carlos Diaz had a problem because he's a lefty. He didn't like the landing spot. They were able to get it sorted, but without even doing any work to it. But it was sometimes that happens, and that the mound and it happens once in a blue moon where there've been some wear from that day. And remember, that mound gets rebuilt every couple of weeks. Now they'll get rebuilt again this week. That mound comes out tomorrow, I believe. If I remember correctly, Tyler Stelter told me this. That comes out tomorrow. They'll rebuild it for the soccer plays Sunday. They'll have to come out again. They'll rebuild the mound again for next Friday. So, as with anything like that, that's going to be an issue. But yeah, the mound was a bit of an issue, but just for a moment. But for Diaz as a lefty, and the way he comes off, it's not so much. It was more of his landing spot, and it was probably he was landing in a spot that may have been either not as worn or had been worn a different way. It also could have been a guy who's throwing a right-hander who comes across and drags his leg across that side where he lands. He may have created a different kind of groove for Diaz. It's all that kind of. It's a real baseball pitching's not just your arm angle, but your footwork, and where you land is huge. And your torque, you create that torque, and where you land is huge. So, there was we got to do that. We got to do that, Casey. We got to do a little behind the scenes. Maybe this weekend. That might be a good Sunday show on the broadcast Sunday. Thinking about it. I need to do something with Ronald McDonald House too, kind of a Ronald McDonald House during game drive, but I got to figure out some prizes to give away. Not sure what that'll be, but I'll work on that on the off day and also Friday. But anyway, all right. Last call questions or comments. Again, the reminders here is I'll bring this down. Pardon me. Mouse is making this squeaky noise here. It's a mouse. It's a mouse. Again, AA Baseball TV, that starts at 5 o'clock tonight. Joey Zanaboni, the play-by-play member of Sioux Falls, his crew, Parker, his partner. Now, they'll be on the air then. Nothing against them. They do a great job. I love Joey. He's a dear mate. He does a phenomenal job. It's a different broadcast. But you want the Monarchs content and our story, you're going to get that from our call, which is going to be on MixLR, which that'll begin at 4:30, the audio call. And I'll get to Debbie in just a second here. Let me get this a link up for you guys, as I didn't do that a moment ago. Again, I keep looking like this crazy angle here. There we go. I think I did it. Debbie asking, do you know when our first playoff home game is? You know, I do think I know when it's going to be. I do believe it will be Friday a week, but nothing official yet. A lot of it depends on who's in, who's not. The wild card, the whole thing is, you know, we have the choice of what we want to do schedule-wise. And I think it really depends. We're going to play Friday the 10th for sure. I'm fairly certain that'll be at home. But let me see if we've made an actual announcement on social today. That would probably help me out a little bit because I haven't seen today. And a little bit depends still because the mix is you're not sure who we're playing at the moment. Because again, you won't know we won't know till that Wednesday night about 11 Central Time. We won't know for sure. But let me see here. Anything's in there. And by the way, I just put I just put the link to the broadcast in there as well. But I feel pretty certain that'll be that Friday the 10th at home. I mean, I don't think I'm telling you guys anything that you probably have not heard, but that's the plan. You bet, no worries. And there'll be, again, the tickets, no matter what games we play, are on sale. So, you know, that's the good thing. And but I believe we're going to be on that. There's the broadcast link for you too on the screen. That Friday. So there we go. That is pretty much all I got for you guys. Monarchs Mocha, my cold brew is done. We'll be back here tomorrow. A little earlier, I hope. We'll be back here tomorrow. We'll look back at the doubleheader. We'll see how this thing turned out. We'll update any numbers we got to update. We'll just chat a bit. I'll take your questions and comments. And I want to hear from you all tomorrow, just what you're looking forward to the rest of the way. I mean, it's a short stretch going on, but you know, if you're Cleburne, you know, Kansas City's coming to town, who's got no pressure whatsoever. That make me a little nervous when I was a Cleburne Railroader fan because you can easily find yourself upside down in a series and wind up being the playing participant as opposed to hosting it. So there is a little drama this weekend, but as I mentioned, I said back in the offseason, I figured the last weekend would be meaningful baseball. It will be, and Kansas City will be involved with everything already clinched here from Sioux Falls. All right, Monarchs Mocha for the day. We will see you guys in the broadcast tonight. 4:30 on the radio side, 5 o'clock first pitch. Playing two separate ball games. Let's all do it together now. I'm going to do 1, 2, 3. Everybody throughout Monarchs land, we're going to say go Monarchs, okay? So here you go. 1, 2, 3, go Monarchs. I'll see you in the broadcast tonight, everybody.